Oi, oi,
What's happening?
what is happening?
Welcome back to another episode of Beats, Banter and Beyond.
Yep, I had to stop recording that there just because that was fucking going.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that's the. I have to watch that.
We fixed it anyway. What's happening then? What's your crack?
Not that, mate. We realised now you can't record the show on OBS while streaming, or else for some reason through the program we use, it doesn't.
Every
Doesn't work
every
that
week
way.
there's another sob story.
I know, but I twigged on there as soon as I turned it off. Everything was fine.
We're like we Oxfam at the start. Oh, Jesus. For
I
just
know.
£2 a month, you could sponsor these boys to learn how to get technical doing their podcast.
Or if there's any podcast producers out there wants to come and do intern, it'll go towards your college degree.
Aye.
Why not?
So will all them other favours you'd be doing?
And also, if you're a video editor and like a photographer and videographer, and you want to come and be our intern, come on ahead.
Yep. Plenty
It'll
of
go
room.
towards your. There's plenty of stuff to be doing that could free up more time for us to make music.
Well, that's it. That's what the overall goal is, isn't it? Just to sit and make music.
But all this shit takes up time.
There's plenty of music made today.
Was 2 tunes.
It was good to actually get back into a flow of sitting here and doing stuff
I'm
again.
glad we changed the bass in that side one. Like,
Yeah.
the side bass was annoying the tits of me.
Yeah.
But that it's more like a reversey bass, but like hyper techno sort of sound.
Yeah.
With that
Embrace the night.
Yeah.
Jinx, touch wood. Ha.
You can't talk till I say your name for
Fuck, could you imagine how interesting a show this would be if you couldn't talk for the rest of it? Just sit here and be like,
it's going to be that way anyway. Why would you? Fuck's sake.
But yeah, today was fun.
No, it was good to get back into the. Mate, see that being sick, but like that fucked us up. Like,
oh,
it
does
fucked
it
the
just
start of the year up,
it
like.
just throws you completely, and then any ideas that you had, you're trying to go back to it, and it's just not. It's not free flowing as what it used to be.
There's Zorza in. Fucking always the first.
Hello, Zoza.
And I hear it's not 6 o'clock in the morning where you are, is it?
No, that was just because I had to do the last. Was it the last one? See, I got confused after the whole Koski one.
She says she seriously loves the new opening.
Glad you enjoy it. We like it too. Something different for us.
Yeah, good job on it. What's happening, Gavin? Hope you're well, brother.
Now that we can talk about it, the show with John was brilliant.
Really enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed sitting down with John. So insightful.
We've had many conversations with him like that over the years. In the green rooms. I remember in Creamfields, I went down to the wee artist village.
Yeah.
And I was down there back I remember using for run about. Yeah. Heller Nicole. I was by myself. Like I down there down to the art. I know. I have a habit of disappearing, but I was down there and back up. I know like up the back of the main tent thing as you were walking up. Remember we went down at the start and got the burgers.
The big long walkway.
Aye.
Yeah.
I just bumped into him there, and I was like, "Oh fuck, what's happening?" And me and him must have stood there for a half an hour. Everyone walking past us.
We found you.
You found us there.
Yeah.
All trucks. I mean, him were just talking about kids and fucking like. But me, it must have been 30 minutes. Me and him just stood there. Everyone trying to get past us on the wee walkway, just talking shit. Like he's a fucking legend.
But fair play to him. We always did say that.
And we didn't know him as well then either.
No.
Like, so it didn't.
But he, well, I didn't talk about it with him there. But the first time I ever met him, I completely flopped. It was a kid stock, and you'd been feeding me the treble vodkas and cokes, and he was there, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's John." All right, mate. Is that an Apple Watch you have on there?
Alex, fair play to Alex too. Alex is going, "Fuck's sake, John, when are you getting them on your show? When are you getting them on your show to us about us?"
And he did.
He did too.
But he always said that he would rather do this in person than through Zoom or anything like that, and he stayed true to his word.
I know we had him locked in to do the show like at the start of the show.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Mate, I would rather do it. Like we'll sit down and do it." And I agree because we've done the Zoom one with Adaro and all, and it's tough. Like.
Yeah, between the language barrier with Adaro and obviously lag with computer and time delay with doing Zoom calls and stuff, but it was it was brilliant.
There's Louise in too, always there.
What's happening, guys?
Louise? Hope you're good.
He's in for a fun one this evening.
Aye, Dave's well prepared.
I am for a change. So we've said we're going to try and be a bit more musical about it and try and learn some stuff for ourselves and teach you guys along the way. So we're going to delve into what it takes to be from bedroom to the billboard, how you get your big break and how you become an overnight success, but it's not actually an overnight success.
Yeah. Just so you know, I don't zero research at all here. Like, so.
That's all right.
Now, I will in the future, but my week has been madness, so it was just I didn't have time to sit
madness
down.
going away to hotels and going to Disneyland and all must have been fucking terrible for you.
No, but I know, but I didn't have time to prepare.
We need to get some sort of soundboard with a violin song on it because
you can get them on the iPads, and because that's a Mac.
I know, but we just need your violin soundtrack because there's always some excuse for you. For someone who fucking says the man up about everything, you've sure got a lot of
I'm just letting
excuses.
know that I'm going to make sure this conversation flows.
Oh,
if it wasn't for me, you're going to be reading off a script. I'm going to be fucking just talking my shit.
It's not even a script. It was whenever we
hold on, share that screen. What do you mean it's not a script?
No, there's points that I've made, but the point of this is there was always a picture that fascinated me.
Hold on, see before you go anywhere. Do you know it's 13 years ago today you signed the infusion?
No,
it was on time hop this morning. 13. You and Paul Meehan today. I was sitting this morning, man. 13 years. Jesus Christ.
Well, that would be about right for us. We're 11 and they're 11 and a half.
See, whenever I was reading the thing too, I was like, fucking wanker didn't even fucking, like, I only got one leg or something on the post. Or is it? Like, we'd like to welcome Dave Allen and Paul Meehan to the Infusion Audio team. I shall enjoy working with you.
Do you remember the hassle about that as well?
No.
Because he released that on some other label. And it's like, what's the issue here? I can't remember. I done a hard trance or a hard techno remix of one of his tunes, and they didn't want it, and I was like, right, well, sweet.
Made LED done a remix of some tune, and it was released on another label, and they wouldn't release it. And he goes, "Here, do you want to release that?" And I was like, "Aye." And I stuck it out, and like no one said anything. What the fuck's going on here? Did you see all the thumbs up going on the screen there?
No. See, I don't spend any time looking at the screen. I spend time listening to what you're saying and looking at the camera.
I was looking at the screen there, and there's a big thumb come up. Must be people
liking it.
Fuck. It, but I've never seen it before because we get plenty of likes.
I would see. I've tweaked this all the way back.
You're going to have to pronounce that.
Bridgety B.
Take it you're Welsh. What's happening, brother?
Bridgie B.
What's up, brother? Hope you're good.
You're asking the guy who can't fucking see to read things on the screen. Again, you've seen how zoomed in my notes are because I'm blind as fuck.
I can see the screen. I just can't read.
Sure, you have contacts in, fuck's sake.
I know, but I just can't read. There's Tom Cash. What is happening, Tom?
What's happening, guys? Welcome.
The fucking crew are in the night, aren't they?
They are. Everybody must be down looking for something to do.
Bridget B. I knew you were Welsh. I was only joking. That's why I said it. I know who you are. Just can't pronounce. I've never said your name out loud.
That's one of those things you read in your head. You have it, and then you're like, well, how do you say that out loud? You ever get that whenever you're reading a book or anything and you just say a word and you don't really know what it is and you sort of skip on?
I do.
Mate, the mom was doing this at the and this happened.
To read actual books, I used to be like, and I never learned it. But see now, I just download the books on my phone.
Oh, aye.
You can highlight them and then go to a dictionary and then it pronounces them for you. And I'm like, yes, like dichotomy, and you're like, what the fuck's that? And then you have to fucking look it up.
Oh,
or what was the other one? Nihilism. Remember you hit me with that? You're like, where'd you get that word from? I was like, big JP, big Jordan Peterson. This is a nihilistic venture. We're not doing that.
I can't believe you just said in dictionary words.
If I don't know them now. But again, it's not even that there. I can't pronounce words either. Like, see if you put a word in front of me and I'm like, no hope.
I would give it a fair bash, like always.
No, you do. You seem to have what do you call it? Phonics? Your phonics?
No, I would say that I'm very well versed when I need to be. I just choose not to be.
What do you call that? Is it phonics?
No, phonics is sounding out the letters.
Because my kids come in, they're like,
it's the new alphabet.
Like, fuck away off. Like, see, whenever you're trying to cooking car or whatever. Like,
it makes sense though.
It makes sense, but see, whenever you're trying to do words like the, no, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's a couple of words where you're reading in the book and you're like, that doesn't make sense at all.
Well, but again, mate, it's kids learning. You're an adult. You should be able to fucking read.
Man, I do their homework with them sometime, and I'm like, I don't fucking have a clue what we're doing here.
Google. Hey Siri,
Johnny,
what's the answer?
When did you learn to read, Jason?
Exactly, fuck's sake.
I can't.
That's what he does. He gets Siri to read it to him.
We used to be me and Johnny and all used to be texting wee girls on like the MSN, and I used to go, here,
texting them on the MSN.
MSN, remember?
I know, I remember. It was just the way you said
and
that.
I used to write stuff like something like, get your tits out. And she used to write back, and I used to go, what's you say? And then Maxwell and Johnny would go over and went, oh, she said that.
Oh, see, speaking of that, actually, whenever I used to work in call centers, there's a phone service that blind people or deaf people can ring in the call centers. So how it works is the deaf person goes on to a web chat.
Oh, and I have so many questions here. What did it do? Print Braille?
No. Right, so it's a really long-winded thing, right? So the deaf person types in a web chat to a person and says, I need to speak to Sky about my bill or I was in tech support, so see, giving tech support to a deaf person who has to be given the information by a third party, it's a melt. So this person then phones you and says, I'm phoning from this company on behalf of a deaf person. Are you okay to take this call? And you're like, yep. It's like, okay, I need your security details. And then you have to sit in silence while they type back to the deaf person. Okay, the person has said they need your security details, send, and then they have to type in their answer, send it to that person, then they give you the information. So a normal tech call to fix your internet took about 20 minutes. When you can talk to the person, like, so can you plug this into here? Okay.
I turn it off, turn it on again.
But it's mate, fuck that for a game of Smarties.
I know.
That was a melt.
No, that does sound like a melt. You do love the old phone calls with deaf people, like.
I really, I haven't had many of them. It's been a rare occurrence in my life. It's not like I'm ringing deaf people every day. What's happening? Hello, is anybody there? Hello, can you hear me? No.
Right. So anyway, mate, remember we became overnight successes.
When?
Still waiting.
Next year.
Next year.
But it's one of those things that people think. Now, you do get the rare occasion where someone has nothing today and is a success tomorrow. But in general, there is a long path of you having to learn your trade and cut your teeth.
People like Martin Garrix, it was an Avicii sort of, maybe 5 years went from nothing to like absolute superstars.
Yeah.
In that regard, but that's not common. If you look at people like DOD has been producing for maybe 20 years, and it's only been the last maybe 3 or 4 where he's been like a real prolific producer. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But it's one of those things that you have to. There's no proven method for it, especially now in this digital world. But there's a picture that I always go back to, and it's one of those ones that, as cheesy as it is, you never know what's round the corner. This, I think, is a very inspirational picture because you really don't know what's round the corner. So let me find this here. So for the picture that we're showing is the last gig that the Beatles played before they became the phenomenon.
I mean, that's a sellout to us.
Fucking right, man.
I'd be getting home happy as fuck.
But it's like, look at even the age of the people there. That's people's man there who've went down to the wee local bar and been like, right, let's just have a wee drink, a wee tipple or whatever. Like, there was 18 people there. I think there's 16 in that photograph. 17 is the person. Like, there was one person hiding here. I was like, where are they? This person's wee knees.
Her boy's in the bathroom with some other bird, and she's like, "Where is he?"
But it's that happened before they blew up. So they played the 18 people, and then that night, a guy from a local record shop came in. Was named Brian Epstein, and he came in to just to have a drink and seen them, and was like, "You boys have got it.
Yeah,
I want to work with you. And I'm gonna push you as much as I can." Now, he owned a record shop. Now, owning a record shop back in the day was a lot different than owning a record shop now. Yeah, because that's where, like, again, we talked about this before. The value of music.
Like you had
you could physically hold it in your hand. Like, you worked for a week and you handed over your hard-earned money for this vinyl or this whatever it was. You went in, you listened to a load of them, you spoke to like-minded people who were like, "Oh, here, have you heard this?" So that was a good pathway, obviously, that they had.
Well, that's it. See, as well with the Beatles, when they started out, they went to Hamburg for, was it 2 years or something?
Yeah,
and they played multiple shows a day, every day. So that's how they became so good, because they just completely honed their craft, playing the 18 people every day consistently.
Because that was they get signed by your man. Well, your man Brian Epstein found them in 1961. It was the early 60s, like 1960, that they played in Hamburg, and then they started playing in Liverpool. Just before then, he discovered them. But obviously, you're not getting discovered in Hamburg because you're playing in wee dive bars and wee socials. As you say, 18 people to
the bar is in Liverpool still, isn't it? It's like a bar you can still go into.
Yeah,
where they were found. Yeah,
it was not across the road from where you were staying when we went to Creamfields. I think because I'm almost certain whenever we were standing waiting for that taxi for 2 hours, that I read that in one of the hotels, or somewhere about there in that area. But again, like it's one of those things in music. Again, it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's a chance meeting. Someone's seen them and was like, right, I wanna take your image. I want to take what you do. I want to use my knowledge and my contacts, and I'm going to push you to where you need to go.
Yeah, and that's another thing too in this game. You can only do so much yourself.
Yeah,
like it's the same as like you need someone there. Like we spoke about at the start, really, you need someone there to take the load off you, but you also need people there to go who have contacts
and steer you in the right direction. Put you
someone who's done it before,
in touch with the people who are in the next stage or the next rung of the ladder where you need to speak to or where you need to be.
And having support like that really does help. We did have some of it when we started out, and then it ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because people then, these are more profitable, move there, or this isn't working anymore. Do you know what I mean? But you need to have a consistent body behind you to go right.
Yeah, a brand,
this is the path.
An image.
This is the path. This is where we go. Yeah. An image and a brand is number one. Like, and it even was in the, when was that? 60s.
And they were discovered in 61 by Epstein. So
Jeffrey,
Bran, there's any relation there?
Jeffrey is
see the flight logs for the Beatles.
I can already, mate. I'm putting this together. So that you're telling me the Beatles and Epstein.
Oh fuck!
This is a CIA plant.
Yeah, fuck! I never even put two and two together, man.
Why do you think one get killed?
Flight logs, man. Let's see the flight logs of the Beatles on them.
You'll be
pre-flight logs. But let's be honest, whenever they became, we'll talk about that later, but whenever they become a global success, like I'm sure there was definitely
no one like the Beatles before.
They had no need to traffic people. Like they had the entire world throwing themselves at them because they were just something fresh and new. Like you were coming out of the end of World War II. And everything was kind of being rebuilt. Everyone was a bit depressed. Everything was shit. And then these guys came with their wee catchy tunes and their upbeat sit in their suits and just their nice wee fashion. And then people are like, oh, what's this? Kind of like Elvis as well. Whenever something happened, and they're like, oh, who's this guy wiggling his hips?
That's it. There's like Elvis, the Beatles, what do you call it? Frank Sinatra.
But Elvis could never have matched the Beatles because Elvis never left America.
Yeah.
So they conquered the world.
Yeah.
And Elvis's music conquered the world. But
later,
he never left the States though. And that was obviously
because he died.
Well, no, it's because his manager wouldn't have been allowed back into the country because he was a German. He should maybe not have been in America in the first place.
How long Zorza said yes, he did. Elvis did conquer the world or did leave the States.
No.
Hold on, I'm listen, Zorza's going fucking empty here.
Oh Jesus, we're going to get into fights with people here. But they like even whenever. Like they were the first ones to really conquer America as well.
From the UK.
Yeah. Well,
but again, there wasn't much. There wasn't much like pop stars before them.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra probably is the only one.
Yeah. Well, there was pop stars, but the degree that the Beatles took over the world.
Okay, Zorza, you get the info. You sound it this way so we can put Dave in his place.
Right. We'll get back to you. But they hold the record for to this day for the biggest musical audience to watch a performance of 74 million people for their first show in America, like on the American TV show. But again, that's back in a time when you didn't have internet and all that. There was just radio and one or two channels. So, like, there's obviously been musical artists, like the Super Bowl was watched by 115 million, but they didn't. 115 million people didn't tune in to watch Usher dance for 13 minutes.
No,
these people tuned in specifically to watch the Beatles and see what's the crack with these boys.
I know.
And after that, that was the start of it. Like it was called the British Invasion, and they just were like, "Oh well, if the Beatles are good, let's see what else they have."
So is that? Oh. You're right.
Yeah, of course I'm right. Do not challenge me in my musical knowledge. It's unfortunate. It's a gift and a curse, unfortunately. For fuck's sake.
Nah, but yeah, back then it's a different time. When you say 115 million people watch the Super Bowl, again, that's buttons. Mate, the fucking Women's World Cup got more viewers than that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you know Usher didn't get paid for that?
I didn't know. No, never do.
It's all to do with.
I'm pretty sure when we watched, remember Snoop Dogg and all done it, and then we said the same thing. Like, they don't get paid for this.
I didn't know that. I don't think we did talk about that. They get given £15 million to put on a show, and it's just, here you go, advertise yourself. Yeah. Then he put tickets out for sale the next day for his world tour, which obviously he's gonna sell out because everybody's seen Usher, and you're like, okay, sweet.
It was fucking shit, to be fair. I didn't like it at all. Like,
did you know?
Nah. I watched the whole thing, the Super Bowl, every bit of it, and I thought this performance was crap. But then again, I've never liked Usher, so.
Right, well then, there you go.
You know what I mean?
I didn't watch any of them. I just thought it was quite mad that you don't get paid to do the Super Bowl. I was like, okay, sweet. But again, back to our points then. So even now, like, you look at all acts that come out of nowhere, the song majority of the time is something that has a connection to people, like a resonance, like an emotional connection, not like, oh, lovey-dovey, but something that makes you genuinely feel a specific way. It's not just a wee daft, oh, here, like, it can be catchy, but there is an emotional element to it. And I spoke to David Rust about this when we played with him in Logic the first time. It's like, people think writing a catchy riff alone is easy. Writing a catchy tune is one of the most difficult things you could try and do, as stupid as that sounds. But then to try and add an element to that
with vocals with meaning.
Yeah.
No, it is hard. Like, if it wasn't, everyone who has the ability to produce music would do it.
And like look at DNA.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many words that loving you is in my DNA. Loving you is the only way.
But it's so catchy.
But it's because of the way
brain.
that the tune is and the way that it's structured and the sounds that are used on it. It resonates with you, and that then is why it has become the success that it is.
Well, see, because of neuroscience and all, they have done they've done studies on people when they put them into, like, the CAT scans, and they let them listen to the music, and whenever you're listening to emotional music or music with an emotion, it's sort of there's 4 parts of the brain it actually lights up. Where it's not like that. And so whenever you get emotional, you get sad, it goes to one part. If you're happy, it goes to another part. But with listening to music that brings out emotion in you, it lights up all 4 of them sections. So
I've seen a lot of things with severe dementia patients, people with Alzheimer's and things like that, like people who don't have a clue who anybody is, and they have, like, really bad shakes and I think Parkinson's and stuff, and they put on just a headset and let them listen to a song from their youth, and the shakes all stop and they just start talking and they're singing the song, and it's activating something in their brain that's stopping whatever degenerative disease that they have for a brief moment, because they're like, oh, do you remember this tune? That was a banger back in the day. And then
that's right. I remember bucking our Elizabeth up the horse out the back and read us. She was on her period, so we'll say we'll play in the mud instead.
But it's one of those weird things. Like as much even like fucking tribes back in the day, and all you always see like chanting and mantras and stuff. It's whenever
they still do that. Like it's part of the culture still in like trade. Obviously not that one you can't go to, but Amazon trades people have visited. They still got like banging fucking cow skin drums.
There was a science experiment I seen that they done with one of these tribes that they found the frequency of the om that they were using for a specific calming ritual. And you know the experiment whenever like you put cling film over a speaker and you turn on bass and it like can change the shape of the liquid that's on it. Whenever they put the frequency of this om through the shape that the Play-Doh or whatever it is that they put onto the speaker matched the same shape as what they'd found engraved on like ancient carvings on walls and temples and stuff. And they're like, well, that then's obviously signifying that this sound had some significant impact of their lives thousands and thousands of years ago, for enough for them to chisel it on the walls or etch it in. And again, it's how sound just resonates with, but there's no rhyme or reason though.
It's part of us. Like we talked about this last week actually. Like the sound is part of us because whenever you listen to the sounds of the universe, it sounds musical.
Yeah.
Like there has to be something all interconnected where it's us. Like because I would love to go back to the days standing in the coach, right?
I thought you were going to get really philosophical about it there.
I am, because like see now when I'm in a club, I'll never feel that again. The nights just stand there, mate, Luna and Dana on, and you're just like in just 2 hours being in the music, hearing every beat, every clap, every synth.
Yeah.
It was just pulsating through my being, and I loved it, mate. Like and now that I do this, like I'm going into a club, you're going in with a work hat on. When you're watching other artists, you know how they're doing it. There's no secret to this. You know what I mean? It sort of ruins it.
Nicole said that exact thing to me yesterday. We were, or not yesterday, the day before, we were sitting playing board games and stuff with a child, and I made a comment about music, and she's like, music must be so shit for you. Like, not in a bad way, but you listen to it so differently. And I was like, I know, like, listening to that song, I look at it like the Matrix. I'm hearing 12 different individual sections of this song. I'm not listening to a jolly little upbeat banger that you're listening to and having a good time. I've broke this down in my head into all these different sections, and I'm trying to analyze. Oh, right, that goes there. That's a nice little sound. I wonder how they done that there. And it's just once you're so deep into it,
it's weird, but
you enjoy it in a weird way, but it's not like just a casual listener enjoying music, and that's then where
you'll never get that back, is what I'm saying.
No,
so
never.
Enjoy it, kids. See now, if you're only young and you're going out raving and you're feeling it on the dance floor and you're fully out of drugs or whatever it is, like, trust me, it does go away. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, I miss that. Like, I remember that night, mate, standing.
If you have amnesia for one night,
I would go back
and just listen to tunes for their full glory.
There's Claire in. Hope you're good, Claire.
How's it going, Claire? Thank you for joining us this evening.
The Scotchies in. We've got plenty of Welsh in. The Scotchies are coming.
It's a full friggin' takeover.
But amnesia. I would go back to see that night. That was the night. I never wanted to be a DJ before that night or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I would go back to that night a million times over, mate. But don't get me wrong, there was times after we were in Planet Love and Shane's Castle and all Q-Dance, fucking loving life. But it's just gradually got worse and worse. Like, I walk into the club now, it's so robotic.
You just right. Where's the green room? Where can I leave my bag?
Where we leave my bag? Right. Go out and check the stage and all, see what it's like. If you've never been in a club before,
see what the crowd's like.
Take a wee down about and then chill out.
Yeah, have a drink.
And then every tune you hear, you've already heard it 100 times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
but you still enjoy the tunes though. But it's
yes, but it doesn't hit you the same. Like,
you enjoy the tunes because you're enjoying a different moment each time. It's not excuse me, it's not the actual tune per se anymore. It's right, I'm in a different environment enjoying this tune in a different way than I did the last time.
Yeah, it's actually sad. It's bumming me out a wee bit that I'll never get that back. Like, it is, mate. Because like I remember just standing there going, "Whoa! Like this is like hearing fucking show. What do you call that? Show tech one bass cracking." Heard that? No, bass cracking A's. I can't remember what it goes, but I remember hearing that for the first time, going, "Holy fuck! What is that?" And then going home and searching like fuck on YouTube to try and find it. Didn't find it for like a year later until they put out a DEFCON clip.
And it was there.
I was like, "Holy fuck! There's that tune."
Brain cracking, I think.
Brain cracking. Oh, that's it.
Whip smacking. Turn this bass up just a second. That was a fantastic tune. Mine was the OG and the Coach, to be fair, and I'd never been out, didn't listen to dance music. I'd heard someone play Hardstyle Disco by OG, and I was like, that sounds like a nice wee tune. So they convinced me to go to the Coach. It's like, right, okay, hopefully this guy plays it. Sat the whole night, had a decent night, enjoyed it, and he never played it. And I was fucking raging, so I just walked off because I didn't know there was a one more tune or anything at this stage. And I was halfway out the door to the Coach, and the lights all went out. And everybody's going, "One more tune!" You start, mate, I turned to my heels and ran back in, and that was it. That was the moment I was like, mate, I love this.
See, you're saying one more tune. I remember the first time I went to the Coach was just Luna, and we had left. And I remember going like, whole way home, I was going, "Holy fuck! I can't believe everyone was demanding one more tune." I thought it was like just like this one-off thing.
What an amazing night! I'm so glad I was there to experience it.
It was a one-off thing and happened, but in my head, and we were all like 16, mate. So we were all going, "Bollocks! Like I can't believe everyone demanded one more tune."
Turns out
it happens. It still happens to this day.
You get so annoyed though if you never got it, or like the security are fucking shouting at you, being like, "No, you can't have it."
Remember, done that in us in Wales.
Do you remember what happened though? I got them all booed, and then afterwards I was shaking everyone's hand saying thank you, is it done? And the guy's like, "Oh, you weren't thanking me when you were booing me." I was like, "Oh, you're them guys."
You turned the fucking speakers off. We were racking out a fucking French core one. They just turned the whole system off.
They wanted to go home to their beds. They were fucking done, mate. But the tunes is, there's no set way of doing it. Like everyone has their own style, but you don't know what's going to resonate until you actually stick something out there.
Yeah,
and that
you do get a feeling though. I will say that, like, you get a feeling in the studio that you've got something good going. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Whereas when you put it out, don't get me wrong, some will do better than others. But whenever we're sitting here producing, and I'm sure it's the same for like people like the Beatles and all. And I'm sure they knew what was popping.
But it was a different time then. Like, again, now musicians are a dime a dozen because you can buy all this fancy computer tech. You can pay someone to do it for you.
We're not musicians tunes. Like
I would consider myself a musician now.
No.
A computer musician. I can't play an instrument, but I can fucking write you a song.
You're a producer?
Yeah.
You're not a musician.
It's still music, man. Still a musician.
I know, but it's not. It's completely different.
But I'm
a musician.
Today's a
I can play the keyboard, and I can play the flute, and I can play the drum. So
fuck off. I can do 2 out of those 3 things. Then
you can fucking play other people's flutes, you third virgin.
No flutes will pass my lips, mate. Whether metal or flesh.
Mate, I can play the sash on the flute. I can play the sash on the drum. I can play the sash on the keyboard. That's a musician to me. Like.
I don't think that's being a musician. That's just being from the Shankill.
It's fucking being indie from your
Is that not what happens? Like, you buy a house up the Shankill and they're like, okay, so just before you move in, can you play the sash on a multitude of instruments?
You have to play the sash and Darius walls without making a mistake. You're not allowed to move in.
You have to be a mini family band. Kids and all on the drums. Like, don't you fuck up. We want to really get this house.
You have to repeat it every 6 months. Where are you going today? I'm down to do my size test. Oh, fuck.
That'd be fucking grim. It's like, oh, the house is through. When he's moving in 6 months, I've got to practice my sash.
I fucked up 2 notes in it.
I just can't get that middle bit right.
It's bought and paying the mortgage, but not allowed to move in.
They keep coming around saying, nah, not yet.
Aye. 2 more notes. You keep getting your A's and your B's mixed up. Once you learn the size, you can move in. And then they put a big article. After 2 years of trying, they can move into their house in the Shankill Mirror. And there's a picture of you with your flute standing. He's allowed to move into a shack.
All the
Like, and play
neighbours
a
called
sax.
around with like wee fucking dishes. Well, well done. Finally, finally, you've got to come in. Lovely to meet you.
Oh,
Thank
giving
you.
you orange lilies. and all.
But not one sash is handed
I
out.
know, no, you have to earn that. You have to ride the goat.
Oh,
Fuck me.
fucking hell.
Funny enough, most of our listeners are all Scottish and Welsh, and they have no clue what we're talking about.
That's all right, guys. Go and educate yourselves. This isn't the right show for that education. We don't want to spit the audience. It's all right. I'm a mudblood, technically. Anyway, it's fine.
I know.
I'll keep that side of the crowd. Sort of. I'll come in and paint myself green, white, and orange one day. Please come back. We didn't mean to offend you. Oh,
but anyway, yes, I'm a musician.
We got way well segued on that, didn't we?
Took me 6 months, but I'm a musician.
Oh, because you wanted to buy this house.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell.
I find a few funny stories behind the Beatles tunes when I was doing my research on them, and there's see, I said to you earlier, but it's one of these things. I'm not an actual big fan of the Beatles music, but I'm a massive fan of their journey and what they actually did as a group, and how not just how they changed music, but how they also affected
culturally changed things,
like the world as a whole. Like it's one thing for your music to be accepted by people, but for you to be able to use your music to change things, and like you write anthems that are being used in the civil rights marches and things like that, like that's a different level of songwriting.
Yeah.
But the thing that I found the funniest with the Beatles is you can write songs like, you know, the song Blackbird singing in the dead of night. That song was wrote by Paul McCartney about black women being oppressed in the Civil War or Civil Rights movement. So he said, if you change the word blackbird to black woman, that is the true meaning of that song.
Is that right? I didn't know that. That's good.
And I was like, that is nuts. Like how you can have such depth to sing such a beautiful song to portray an image of hurt for somebody, but still have hopefulness. But it's actually a hidden meaning. But at the same time, they wrote a song called "I Am Walrus," and this all happened because John Lennon hated like critics always trying to read into the deeper meanings of their lyrics.
Yeah,
which is kind of ironic because I'm going to do that in a second.
Yeah,
but he got a letter from some guy in university. He said that he was doing a paper for his university degree on the Beatles and a specific song, and asked him could he give his opinion on it. And he decided, fuck this, I am sick of this. So he wrote this song called I Am the Walrus, which is 10.5 minutes of trippy music and him just talking about being a walrus, just for these people to go and try and interpret it. And it has no meaning, no anything at all to life, apart from the fact that he read a poem about the walrus and the carpenter and thought, right, I'm just going to write a load of bollocks about being a walrus here, take a bit of LSD and off the web. But
that's cool.
But it's the wide range, like how you can do that, but also be like, yeah, I'm a walrus. Buy my music. People are like, yeah, this is fucking great.
That's cool about that Blackbird song though. There's Georgia says, this might be a hot take, but a lot of the music of the 60s and 70s could be looked at in the same way, especially here in the United States. The 60s to the mid 70s here was rough.
Right, okay.
It was rough here too.
I know. I don't think anyone can claim to be worse than Belfast during the 60s and 70s. We unfortunately helped train the Taliban. Like, I don't think anybody can claim to be madder than the Taliban.
It was fucking.
Well, that's us losing our fucking search engine now for fucking saying that. But it was mad, the stuff that went on during the civil rights movements, and again the
Beatles. Was civil rights here from the nationalists because of the civil rights movement in the States.
Yeah,
that's where that all came from,
and that's why also a lot of Americans.
That's why you're allowed to sit here with me now.
Yeah,
you're not allowed on the shackle.
I don't know how to play the sash.
Can you whistle it?
Of course I can. Fuck's sake, I've heard it enough.
Welcome out, you black and tans. Come on, fight. I'm just trying to keep it even, Kate.
It's all right. I don't know that one either. I'm the most unilateral mudblood either. I don't want to know either side songs. Can you sing this? No. Can you sing that? No.
Oh, hold on. Elaborate. Zorza says, yeah, good point. I have family that had to leave Belfast during the Troubles.
Just like everyone else.
So you had family originally from here? That's cool.
I didn't even know that we segued massively here again. But did you know that Jerry Adams had to be subtitled on the news here until the late 90s because he was viewed as a terrorist and they wouldn't play his voice, so they used a voice actor and put subtitles on. If you go and like look at old 90s BBC news things where Jerry Adams is giving an interview, it's his picture, but it's a different voice actor, like a British guy talking because he's a terrorist. Well, he's deemed a terrorist by the British at that stage.
Fucking hell. That's
Jerry Adams sitting there, oh, yes, hi, one was not in the IRA.
No, excuse me, my dear. Will I have a cup of coffee before this interview? Oh, goodness gracious me, we're going to blow up all the fucking buildings in Belfast.
Oops. But
you still have family here, Zorza says? That's cool. Can you come? Is that why you were planning to come over this neck of the woods then for the summer to go to some raves? If you have family here, then that would be ideal.
You always hear people the other way from here, though, being like, oh, I've got family in America.
Technically, I have family in America.
Technically, we all have family everywhere, let's be honest.
No, I do,
but such a small island, we have populated heavily around the world.
Heather's auntie lives there. Her mummy's sister moved there.
That's right,
so they live in California. San Diego, I think it is.
California's a fucking great old place.
Yeah, fucking no. Heather's ma's going over in our contact with the flights.
Mm-hmm.
Got her first class. Fuck all.
Right. Ticket for us.
That's what I'm saying.
I get what you're putting down there.
Yep.
But excuse me, back to what we were fucking talking about there before we got a bit fucking Northern Irish about it.
You should just bullet point.
What, us?
No.
But again,
I think phase 2 are causing a problem here. I think we're going to have to eliminate them.
We're going to have to change your voice in English, man.
Too many state secrets away. I think we're going to have to eliminate them. Get the bomb back together, boys.
Play the sash one more time.
You play that sash one more time. I will fucking blow your house up. I wasn't in the raw.
As long as I haven't learned to do it, they'll fucking not be blowing me up in the house. It's all right.
Dave, can you play a sash? No. Out of house, well.
I never fucking got it.
You've got 30 seconds. Sorry, that's a shit attempt at Jerry Adams' voice.
It was a very shit attempt, Jason. I can't believe you done that.
I can't believe we're trying to be a music podcast.
No, we're trying to be a music podcast. For some reason, this shankle and you just will fucking not go away.
You can take a boy out of this shankle, but you can't take a shankle out of that boy.
We haven't left the shankle, fuck's sake.
Well, we're on the outskirts.
Oh,
we're getting further into the suburbs.
No, the outside of this is still deep shankle. Like maybe you like in the posh shankle. Right?
Google that, Shankle Road, take me home. Oh, fuck.
No, I don't want to separate the audience, man. Come on now. We're doing so well.
I remember coming out and all going like, what are you doing? He's walking down the road with a suit and all on them like Peter Kay. Take me home, Shankle Road.
Oh, I've heard that.
West Belfast, Northern Ireland.
You can always count on us to really Northern Irish up a fucking song.
Then they redrew the lines of West and North Belfast because West Belfast is governed by Sinn Féin.
I thought you were going to say because they brought that song out.
Right, the West was like, fuck
your song, mate. We don't want any part of that. The power of music, mate. Lyrics can fucking change the world.
George said the episode last week was music related. Thank you.
Well, they're all generally music related for the most part of it now. We do try.
Well, the fucking size is music.
Well, it depends who you ask. Some people might disagree with you.
Someone says it's just noise.
But then, as Gaz West put in his tune, the difference between noise and music.
The particle these sounds. Well, what's the frontliner one? Oh,
Which one?
Music or noise?
You fucked the crack.
The particles of these songs.
Go.
Edit that.
We can't fucking live. But back the actual lyrics, right? So again, we discussed how wide and varied they are, how deep they can get with songs, right?
Like there is some deep ones. Like the one that always comes to my mind is like "Shar shit shit." For real.
I love that tune. I was so proud of writing that. I
love it too, mate. I too, mate.
So proud of that.
Oh, mate.
But right. So I'll give you a laugh. There's a tune that they wrote called "Gotta Get You Into My Life," right?
That sounds like a fucking pedophile.
Paul McCartney wrote the song the day after he smoked weed for the first time.
That makes sense.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's weird things like that. There was one called "When I'm 64," and they wrote that because the life expectancy when the Beatles were about was 64. That was when you were going to punch your ticket.
Fuck about you.
It's like, how miserable. Like, what was
John Lennon was
60 years ago, and now everyone's talking about living forever. Back then, they're like, we're going to write a song because we're going to be dead by the time we're 64. Like, that's a short time window for fucking things that have changed so drastically.
It's mad how things have changed since then, whenever you think about it that
way. Yeah,
like
they were expecting to live no longer than 64.
There's Iceland. How's it going, Iceland? I like the orange heart. We were just talking about orange things there.
Very complimentary. But mate, the best one, right? This had me in wrinkles, right? There's a song called "Why Don't We Do It in the Road," right? And the the Beatles wrote
because it's fucking you're going away for indecent exposure. That's why.
No, the Beatles, right? They saw two monkeys banging in the middle of a busy road as they were touring in India, and thought that this was hilarious. So they wrote a song about monkeys fucking on the road. Inspiration comes from everywhere, mate.
That's it.
You don't know what's going to do it for you.
Do you know what? Remember, I always say about procrastinating and all.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Do you know people who are creative are the leading procrastinators?
Yes.
Because people like us are waiting on a feeling the act.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're like in fucking day trading or something, you can just go. But I find myself sometimes fucking sitting in there and going, I need to finish this tune, but I'm just waiting on that feeling to go, oh, I can finish this tune.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, it's weird. So yes, I procrastinate even though I don't want to.
I wouldn't say that I'm a procrastinator per se. I'm very aware that I'm not going near it, but over the years, I've discovered that if I force myself to sit down when I'm not feeling it, I'll walk away more frustrated and angry with myself at the end of the process because I've sat there and in my head I'll be like, I've literally just sat for about 5 or 6 hours. I've got nothing to show for it. And you're just like, what a fucking waste. But then in 3 weeks' time, something from that will be useful, but it's still not worth 6 hours worth of your time. So I'm now just being like, no, I'll give you an hour. And if there's nothing flowing, then I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
And just take a step back.
I turn it on and sit down no matter what. And then I'll just be like, nah, this isn't
today's not the day.
Today's not the day, and then give up. But yeah, you have to sit down and try.
But you have to be aware of that as well. And again, we've had 11 and a half years of pushing ourselves. So you now know when you can take a step back. Like if push comes to shove, shit can get done very quickly if needs be. But you just have to have that. I do find that I work best though whenever I have a deadline looming closer.
Yep.
I like a bit of pressure. Not too much pressure, not like the album pressure. That was a fucking joke. There was no pressure at all.
There was no pressure. Me and you were the only people knew about it.
Yep. And it literally put the brakes on so badly.
But no, it is like I'm the same. See, whenever I know, say you have like a 90% finished track, and you send it off, or you put a clip out, and someone wants to sign it, and they're like, "Right, can you have it by this date?" Or you're going to play a gig somewhere, and you want to play it at that gig.
Yeah.
You're like, "Right, I know this needs to be done for this, so let's go. Like, let's get stuck in."
There's when there's an actual end game to it or a purpose, then it's like, right, okay, sweet. but it's not having
producing music so much fun. Well, like see the day here whenever we got all the 2 tunes done, but like there was still loads of wee fucking niggly things annoying us, and between the both of us, back and forward from here to the computer, boom, 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 and then we fixed it and we solved it all, and we're like, huh.
Yeah, but it's a good working.
Like you built a full tune the day
in a couple of hours.
And it's decent. There's just a couple of wee things need fixed, and then it needs to mix the master. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like a couple of hours, boom, boom, and that was it done.
But I sat for the last 3 days.
You got the vocals sent this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah. I got them sent this morning before I came over here.
I could listen to that accent all day.
Fuck, I could.
Trying to do a Scottish accent. Sounding more Irish.
I thought you were just trying to be like, I don't even know.
I could listen to that accent all day, pal.
That was more Geordie than...
I could listen to that accent all day, pal. All right, pal, I could listen to that accent all day. I got it at the end.
No, you didn't.
I could listen to that accent all day, pal. All right, pal. Don't you not do that? Don't you not do that, pal? I could listen to your accent all day, pal.
You're becoming more Indian for some reason when you're doing it.
Sorry, someone in the chat says I could listen to your accent all day, pal.
That was probably your best go there.
I know it's funnier that way.
Did you remember whenever we were doing these prank calls on TikTok and I started speaking like a full country person and somehow ended up Scottish by the end of it?
I didn't even realise.
Just slowly changed.
We phoned some woman about her chest of drawers, and
it was her sofa. I told her I was going to take it on my back.
We go, and Dave was like, "Is it big?" And she was like, "What?" He goes, "Is it big?" And she goes, "Aye." I goes, "Would I be able to stick it in my school bag or something?"
Can I put it in my back? Because I'm a big, strong lad, and I think I can carry it.
And then we phoned this other guy. He was a deep cleaner.
We should put these clips up. Like
Dave says to him, "Here, just want to let you know, I have 2 kids and a missus, and we've got the sheets."
What happened was we were just ringing random people because I always think prank phone calls going something stupid, and then hanging up. That's a load of bollocks. See if you can just talk to somebody about the biggest load of shit for as long as possible without them knowing. That's far more fun. And we phoned this guy who offered a tile cleaning service, and I told him that unfortunately me and my family had a bit of a stomach bug and I had shit and vomited all over the house.
This guy played along
he was like,
so well.
How many of yous are there? And I was like, about 6 or 7, depending on the time of day.
Can you send me pictures and all
I know. I was like, look, we're currently staying in a hotel.
Like, we're staying in the hotel in town. There's shit. There's shit all over the counters in the kitchen.
Can you do carpets? Like, I don't do carpets. Like, do I have to get another guy to do that? Nobody's been very helpful to me so far.
There's shit everywhere, pal.
Oh, it was so good. But he was such a nice fellow. Like he didn't laugh. He probably went to his missus afterwards and was like, "Here, love, you'll never guess the phone call I got."
Fuck.
You think we've got a bad fuck? You should have heard this guy's story.
That was funny.
But it was just, it's good laugh doing things like that there. And although there's no big ha at the end of it, you sit for a good 5 or 6 minutes being like, this guy's literally listening to me talking about shiting and vomiting all over my house. Yep. Literally, I have painted a picture about a house that
there's only 1 toilet in the house and there's 6 or 7 coming out of both
depending
ends.
On what time of day it is, of course. Oh, we should definitely get those clips up.
Oh, brilliant. Well, anyway, about the Beatles.
Well, this is why it's called Beats, Banter and Beyond. We do talk about beats, we have a bit of banter, and Jesus, God knows how we end up. But yeah, I think the main point that we're trying to make is that you can become an overnight success, but it's not done overnight. There's an awful lot of work goes into it, and even that
takes you 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, and once you become a success, it's a lot. Like it's fucking difficult to write a hit track. It's even more difficult to write a second, or a third, or a fourth, or a fifth, and keep that gravy train going. And the fact that they done it for such a long career, but also changed their music style. Well, I think LSD also helped that massively.
Yeah, but see as well, what you have to remember is, once you become popular, even an average track can be a hit.
Yeah, because your fans
popular, will buy into it no matter what.
But they done a lot of experimentation because, and again,
That's another thing that
LSD
takes
came about to the
balls.
world, and they were like, everybody was then finding themselves in peace and love and harmony, and they went from playing upbeat jams to all like Indian sitar, hippie music, and that kind of thing. And
you're right, one-hit wonders are definitely a thing, but people can make a good career off one tune. There's no doubt about it. But
you think if you made
that's
a Christmas song, that's what you would want. If you want to be a one-hit wonder, you want to be a one-hit wonder Christmas song.
Yeah.
Because that'll be played every single year, and you will get royalties off that for the rest of your life, and you can live comfortably off it. Like, how much money do you reckon Mariah Carey gets off that fucking "All I Want for Christmas" song?
Let's find out.
It's mental.
Go ahead, keep going anyway, and I'll find out.
But then it's like what Snoop Dogg said: he got 1 billion streams and got paid 10 grand from Spotify, and he's like, "How the fuck does that work out?"
That is crazy, isn't it?
Ashley's asking when we're in Scotland. When we get booked, if the money's there, we'll fucking go.
Nah, no, we are working on Scotland. This is happening in the background for Dice and for Phase 2.
Yeah.
But Scotland we haven't actually played. That's the only place in the UK we haven't played yet. So it's an exclusive debut for whoever the fuck wants to do it.
Whoever gets it first. So
get on to your promoters over there and tell them to get Phase 2 and Dice. We'll do a package. We'll play Phase 2 and Dice. But we would love to. Again, it's the only one eluding us in the UK. We played fucking everywhere else. Fuck's sake.
I know that it is the one that has just got away from us, and there's been a few bookings, but things just haven't. Times haven't worked. We've either had another booking.
How much do you reckon she gets? So Mariah Carey annually, how much for that song?
I would guess that she probably, like, because worldwide that gets played. So I would say you're talking the guts of maybe 45 mil.
No, way lower than that.
Oh right, fuck! I was really
2.5 million annually. It's closer to 3 mil, but she'll take 2.5.
I would take 2.5 a year on a song.
Yeah,
for Christmas.
45 mil. I was like, oh, I thought you were going to say 45,000. I was like, oh,
no, I was trying to overestimate. It's like, because if you think about like the worldwide exposure,
we don't even get £2.5. Someone go and buy our music.
Well, that's it, mate. But again, you have to have stuff that resonates with people. Our tunes that we put out, we always feel does, and it does resonate with people. But it's still, see, no matter what, see, you have to just understand most of the music now that's being put out, it's not that great. No.
And like ours might just be not that great, but even some of the hits aren't that great. It's just, you have to be in the right time at the right place. You have to make the right tune at the right time, and it find the right audience. That's all it is.
Yeah. I think across the board, though, all genres of music at the moment are lacking. And I'm going to say something that it's going to be very controversial. And maybe I don't understand it fully, but I really, really do not get the fascination with Taylor Swift.
No, me neither.
Like, how is she on this pedestal of
kids,
performance?
What's she doing with Ice Spice? Ice Spice is fucking half naked all the time.
Who's Ice Spice?
What girl that was with her at the Super Bowl and the funny hair?
I've no idea who
exactly. But Ice Spice is like, I mean, she's fucking running about with a fanny out.
Like, I will give the girl her credit for what she puts on in her show. Like a 3-hour show, she does 45 songs. That's better than any performer you're going to see out there. Like, that's commendable.
She played the 96,000 people or something. It was more than that, actually. And
sorry, Sensation Black was 100,000. Fuck that.
It was the biggest crowd she ever played to.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I'm not going to knock her songs. Or
she made a career of bad breakups.
Well, that's it. She has her thing, and it is, she writes about her breakups, and people can relate to that and shit. Again, that's what we've discussed. It has to be something that's relatable.
She's been getting dicked down by quite a few people. Like, I didn't realize that many celebrities and all she was writing.
You've got to keep it up if you're going to be writing hit after hit after hit. Do you know what I mean? That's the way it's went. Adele is one of the other ones that's done that.
And her dad bought a record company so she could put out her first album.
See, to be
these are Zorza facts, by the way.
The one thing I will give it to her.
No, what we should do? We should do a segment on the show.
Zorza facts.
Zorza facts.
She kind of changed the music industry in a way, though, as well. because she started out as a country and western singer. Taylor
Me and
Swift.
Heather had this argument yesterday. Actually, she was saying that she owns her back catalog.
Right.
Didn't someone just buy it?
Well, no, right. So here's how it went down, because that's what I was going to say.
This is music.
Her back catalog was owned by her record label, and they refused to give her the rights back to her songs. So that's whenever that whole thing, maybe 8-9 years ago, with Spotify happened, where they pulled down all Taylor Swift's music because she didn't have rights to the music, so she didn't want it to be up there. So what my understanding is, what she has done, rather than pay them an exorbitant amount of money, she's went and re-recorded all her old albums, but just changed like maybe a word here or there in a song, so it isn't their song anymore, and she's just re-released her songs all under her own, and she now owns the royalties to all her own music now again, but all the old stuff she doesn't, if that makes sense.
I think so.
She's changed minor bits to songs in each song, so that it's not the exact same as what released, but it is almost a carbon copy of what was originally put out. So because of this, then all her old back catalogue is now technically hers again, but it's not her old back catalogue, it's her new old back catalogue, if that makes sense.
I think
because obviously music copyright laws are so straightforward.
4 years ago this month, a major music business story was bubbling away in Nashville. So how long do I find out? So in the summer 2019, became official. Atheka was to buy BMLG and its sister publishing company for a combined price that MBW has now confirmed was 330 million on the nose. So someone bought it in 2023 there.
Unless that's the new company that she owns, which has then got her rights back.
Yeah, they bought it, Universal Music Group, Sony Music Group, and Warner Music Group. I need to read into more because I'm just going off podcasts I've listened to where people are like, "Aye, that's that company that bought Taylor Swift's."
Aye,
and they're connected to that BlackRock company.
But as we all know from
Ukraine,
the previous podcast, you read a headline and automatically know 10 pages
I didn't
of information
even read
from
the headline.
Aye, exactly. So
I was listening, and this is just people. So
we'll take this with a shovel of salt, shall we?
People are what they were saying was BlackRock, who like basically own the world, one of the biggest fucking companies. They're the company that's going to rebuild Ukraine and all. Fucking big investments in Pfizer, shit like that.
Yeah.
Pfizer sponsors Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. But they're saying this company, who is owned by BlackRock, bought her back catalogue. So that's why I said the Heller, because Heller's like, she owns all her music. And I was like, there's some company not own it.
Let's be honest, the Illuminati owns everything, mate. Disney owns everything. Disney's the Illuminati.
You see your woman fucking going after Disney?
Who?
It was in Star Wars.
No.
What do you call her? The actual UFC fighter.
Oh, yes, I did see that there. Gina Carano or something.
Gina Carano. That's who it is. But her and Elon Musk are teaming up on Disney.
Aye, he's paying for all her legal fees. Just right, because at the end of the day,
why doesn't Big Elon just buy Disney?
Because Disney wouldn't sell.
That'd be great. Well, they're losing money hand over fist.
He didn't do a good job with fucking X, did he?
Oh, he's turned it into a fucking great place.
A porn site, from by all means, from what I hear.
That's what I'm saying, mate. It's fucking great.
Well, that's what they always say. Sex sells.
I know. Mate, get me back Andrew Tate stuff, for fuck's sake.
Is he still kicking about, is he? I
don't know. I don't see it anymore on Twitter.
No.
We'll see.
Oh, right, okay. I get you. Right, well, on that
Is anyone else having trouble on X with fucking porn?
Everybody.
Everyone seems to be like.
Everybody's talking about it. It's just like every time you open it. I don't have X.
I'm scared to open it in public, like.
I love how you put in public. Not scared to open it in the house when you're on your own.
Not a chance.
Endless scroll.
Endless scroll. More tits, more tits. I know. And on that bombshell.
Yes, I think that was quite an enlightening show this evening, don't you?
Yeah. Here, I know what I learned from this show.
What?
Don't do any research.
You're one of these people at school. It's like, I'll leave it to that cunt. He'll do it all, and we'll just fucking skim through it.
No. I definitely will come with some.
Oh no, the next one's got to be on you now.
I know.
You've all heard it here now. It's on him, so it's shit next week.
Yeah, we're gonna go on loyalist flute bands.
Protest music, protest music. That's how you put it.
That's next week's show.
Right. Well, yes. Thank you very much for joining us again, guys. As always, check us out www.phase2.co.uk and dice.d1ce.co.uk, and we will see you all next week for another fun show.
We'll have 2 shows next week. Well, it'll be the week after. It'll be 2.
There'll be another show next week, guys. Thank you very much. Catch us later.
Peace.